Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all week 16 of the NGDL. This is going to be our final battle for the season basically, and my opponent for this battle is going to be Untraceable Strain, coach of the Detroit Red Wing Attacks. So basically what we're going to do, or what we want from this battle, is basically to win it, because it is the last battle of the season and I am not going to make it to playoffs. So if I'm gonna dismiss myself from this league, I'm hoping that I can at least do so with at least a win under my belt after the battle. So also I've been waiting for so long to get this battle out of the way, just because I kinda want to get the league over with now, because I don't know if you people know this, but I have a couple other leagues that I'm doing right now in the forms of the Development Battle League and the Valhalla League, that I kind of don't want to have to waste my time focusing on the NGDL now that I have these two leagues to do, because that's gonna make it so that I have to deal with 3 leagues. Now let me tell you, I cannot do 3 leagues. Like, I can't do 3 leagues because I'm still kind of new to draft leagues, so having to do preparations for every battle in every league that I'm in, which in this case would be 3, I just can't. That's really that's actually stressful, so I definitely don't want to have to deal with that. So anyways, yeah, all that aside, this is going to be the battle. I'm not going to even waste my time getting into the teams, because this is the last battle anyways. Why the hell do you people even care? No, I'm just kidding. Just know that I brought this team just in anticipation of what Untraceable was going to bring. So yeah, he ends up bringing something completely different, but I mean, I don't know. I still prepare for what I thought he was going to bring. And since he brought something different, I don't know. I was hoping that maybe I'll do better and not get thrown off by anything. So yeah, here we go. Final battle of the NGDL. Here we go. He's going to lead off with Turtonator. I lead off with Hitmontop, I believe, and this was more so because I was anticipating the Mamoswine lead in attempts to get rocks up. And what I wanted to do with Hitmontop was punish his attempts at getting rocks up by fake outing and then Mac punching afterwards. He'd still live, and he would probably get his rocks up, but not without taking any damage. So yeah, but because he led with Turtonator, which is a mon that's physically defensive, I decided to hard switch into Cradilly in anticipation of him getting rocks up or something, but he actually goes for Toxic instead, so that's fine with me in all honesty, because now I can just go for a Stealth Rocks of my own. I was gonna go for Toxic myself against this Turtonator, but I was thinking, what if he goes into Celesteela? And that's exactly what he does. So honestly, I'm glad that I actually got the Stealth Rocks up here, because the good thing about this is that he still doesn't have his rocks up, so I am in an advantage here. Yeah, I'm in an advantage here. So here, what I'm going to do with this Cradilly now is hard switch into Healerless. The reason why was because I wanted to see what his tendencies were against my Cradilly now that he got Toxic on me. Maybe he wants to go for Leech Seed, but if he does that, I'll Volt Switch with this Healerless. He ends up going for Substitute. Now this actually kind of scared me a little bit, because I was thinking if he has Substitute, he might be an Autotomizing set. Apparently it doesn't seem to be the case, because he does have Leftovers still, which tells me that this is probably still a bulky Celesteela with Substitute and Leftovers, and probably Leech Seed. So because I was anticipating the Leech Seed to come next, I decided to hard switch into, well, not hard switch, but Volt Switch into Cradilly here, so I can see if he actually does go for Leech Seed. If he goes for Heavy Slam, then yeah, that's just me. That's rip me basically. So he does go for Leech Seed, so that pretty much reveals a good chunk of his set already. It is a bulky Celesteela from the looks of it. What I want to know now is if it has Heavy Slam. So what I'm going to do here after switching in Cradilly is hard switching back into Healerless to see if he has Heavy Slam. I do resist it, so I'm hoping that I can at least take one. He instead goes for Substitute again, so that's actually kind of annoying, because now I have to repeat this process of trying to Volt Switch against this thing. This portion of the battle was actually very 50-50ish, because I had to literally see what this guy's tendencies were with the Celesteela, because all it seems to do is set up Substitute. For what, I don't know. But then it also sets up or goes for Leech Seed to get its recovery back. I'm guessing to be annoying, but honestly, this Healerless is kind of what I need for the Celesteela, so I'm trying to see what he wants to do. Here I go for Surf, because since he protected behind the Substitute, I'm guessing he wants to scout what I want to do, and this kind of gave me the impression that maybe he wants to go into Mamoswine, so I went for Surf there. But what he does here instead is stay in and go for another Substitute, so I'm guessing he was predicting me to go Volt Switch into Cradilly and then get another Substitute up, which is scary, because then there he would be in a very good position. He'd be free to Leech Seed again. In fact, That's exactly what he's going to go for as I Volt Switch here back into Cradily. And the reason why I went into Cradily was because I was afraid of him going for another Leech Seed now that I stayed in on it. Like I said, this portion of the battle was very, very 50-50-ish. I was actually glad I was getting a good portion of the 50-50s down here. Because here he goes for Leech Seed again, and now what he has to do now is either go for sub again, or predict me and actually go, or just predict me to stay in and go for Heavy Slam or something. Because I haven't seen the Heavy Slam yet. A Heavy Slam was actually what I was afraid of on the Celesteela, but he hasn't gone for it yet, so I decided to hard switch back into Heliolisk to see if he now goes for Heavy Slam. But he actually doesn't. He actually goes for another Leech Seed once again. So this kind of gives me the impression that he probably doesn't even have Heavy Slam, because if he did, he probably would have gone for it right there, but he didn't. So this pretty much leads me to want to Volt Switch here. But what I do instead here, check this out. Because he's not behind a substitute here, and he does have Leech Seed up, I'm thinking, what if he wants to protect here? He does protect, so what am I going to do after this? What I'm going to do is actually get the Rain Dance up, because this Heliolisk actually does have Thunder for this Celesteela, because Celesteelas are super bulky that Thunderbolt is never enough to take it out, and whereas Thunder can, and if it doesn't KO it, it definitely can have a chance to paralyze it. That leaves it completely vulnerable. So that's exactly what I wanted. And if he sends in Mamoswine, I do got my rocks up, so if it's sashed, in the rain, Surf will definitely take out the Mamoswine. So yeah. Here, he still has the Leech Seed, so he's going to get some Leech Seed recovery, but what he's going to do now is hard switch into Venusaur, anticipating the Thunder from me, which is good because while it does resist Thunder, there's once again that chance that I can paralyze this Venusaur, and if it's a bulky set, I can actually pressure it to not do so many defensive options. So this paralysis, in my opinion, kind of cripples its defensive potential, so that's kind of why I'm glad that it got the paralysis here. It's better than the burn in this case because Venusaurs do have freaking synthesis, so it can always recover out of burn in all honesty, but paralysis can prevent it from getting any sort of recovery. So it's a very good pressure inducer, I guess you can say. I don't know what you call it, but here we go. Here he's gonna stay in Mega Evolve, and I'm gonna just Volt Switch because there's really nothing I can do to this Venusaur with Heliolisk. I'm glad I got the paralysis though, but after that, there's nothing else this Heliolisk can do. So what I'm going to do is Volt Switch right here and go into Braviary. This was kind of risky because if he went for something like Sleep Powder, I could have been put in a predicament because this Braviary would lose all of its offensive potential as well, because he can easily switch into anything he wants. And I'll have to waste a turn of sleep to actually get things going. But he actually just goes for Giga Drain. And now here, he's forced to switch out, which is really, really good because this is exactly what I wanted, because now here, I get to actually set up a free bulk up here. Now after this bulk up, check this out. This Turtonator comes in, takes Stealth Rocks damage. What I'm going to do right here now is pop out a Supersonic Sky Strike boosted by Brave Bird at +1 from the bulk up with this Braviary. Now this is definitely gonna nuke this damn Turtonator. At first I thought he wasn't gonna be able to take it out just due to the fact that there was this battle that I had with Shofu where I actually used a all-out pummeling with Meloida's close combat move on a Turtonator after rocks, and it did not take it out. So I was thinking, would I not be able to take out this damn Turtonator with Braviary? But then I remembered I have +1. Meloida did not have +1, so Braviary had +1, so I was definitely able to take out the Turtonator, which is really, really good. Now here he's gonna send out Sneasel. Here I stayed in and went for Superpower. The reason why I stayed in was because I did a calc to see if I can actually take an Ice Shard, or not Ice Shard, an Icicle Crash at +1 from the like at +1 defense, and I was able to, so even Life Orb. So I decided to stay in and just take out the Sneasel, because this Sneasel could probably be a problem for my Sharpedo if this thing has low kick anyway. So yeah, I do take out the Sneasel. He does go for Ice Shard, which is actually a lot better because my Braviary can remain a little bit healthier than what it could have been had he gone for Icicle Crush. So now he's going to go into Mamoswine, and I'm going to definitely switch out now because since I lost the +1 defense from the Superpower, I'm now going to have to, now I'm vulnerable to an Ice Shard or Icicle Crush from this thing, so I didn't want to risk any speed ties either, so I decided to send in Cofagrigus for that. And here I went for Will-O-Wisp because I was thinking either he'll stay in or he'll probably go back into Celesteela, but what he's actually going to do is go for Venusaur. I actually didn't expect him to make this switch because if I just went for Hex there, he could have taken a lot of damage, and if he got paralyzed there, he would have gone down with another Hex in all honesty, so I didn't think he'd make the switch, but he did make the switch, which is good because he did predict me to go for Will-O-Wisp here. So here he's going to go for Synthesis. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't have the Synthesis, but he does have it. What kind of Venusaur wouldn't have Synthesis in all honesty? But anyways, here I'm going to go for the Hex. I think here I go for a couple of hexes just to see how much it does, and I think I was also kind of hoping that he would get paralyzed, so that way he can stop trying to recover and just let himself go. He does get paralyzed here, and I do get another hex off, but unfortunately I do need another paralysis to be able to take out this Venusaur with a hex. But here, as you can see, he does not get paralyzed and gets another synthesis off. Now here, after going for this final hex, I do think I try to hard switch into Venusaur because I was thinking, he's probably going to go for another freaking synthesis. So what I do here after this hex is try to send out Braviary so that I can just scare it away and force him to go into Celesteela. Because I do, what I wanted to do right here with Braviary on the switch in was actually go for Bulk Up, so that if he tries to switch out into Celesteela, which can wall Braviary, I at least get +1 up, and then try to hit the Celesteela with superpower. So that's exactly what I do here. I go for Bulk Up. He went for Giga Drain this time. He didn't go for Synthesis like I thought he would. So I was thinking, okay, would he stay in now though? He does stay in after I try going for Bulk Up, and he actually takes out my Braviary with a Sludge Bomb. So that kind of sucks. But now this gives my Sharpedo some leeway, and now here he's coming to do some business basically. So this Sharpedo is now basically gonna Mega Evolve without the Speed Boost because I don't really need any Speed Boost for what's left on his team. And I am gonna try to take this thing out with a Psychic Fangs. I was about to go for Crunch here because I thought he would probably now try to switch in Celesteela, predicting me to go for Psychic Fangs, but nope, he stays in once again, so I'm glad I went for Psychic Fangs here. But so down goes Mega Venusaur, and now he's gonna send out Celesteela. Now this Celesteela is probably the last threat that I have to deal with, and the reason why is because this thing can still be annoying with Giga Drain and Leech Seed. He still hasn't shown what his last move is either, honestly. So I'm just gonna go for Crunch here, hoping it does a lot, and it does quite an amount. And it seems like a 2-hit KO right here, so I was thinking, okay, I should be able to take it out. But he goes for Substitute here, and what I'm going to do is remain offensive and just take out the Substitute here. I am aware that he's probably going to go for the Leech Seed right here, so I'm hoping that after him getting all the recovery that he needs with the Leech Seed and the leftovers, and then going for Protect and then getting another set of Leech Seed and another round of leftovers, that I should be able to take out the Celesteela, because otherwise I might just lose Sharpedo. And I think I need Sharpedo for what's left on his team, because what he has left on his team is Mamoswine and Jellicent. I do have Liquidation for the Mamoswine, so I need to be able to take out that thing before anything else. I mean, I do have Heliolisk as well, but I don't know. Well, I don't know, man. In all honesty, I don't know. If Heliolisk can handle the remainder of his team, then in all honesty, I'm just kind of hoping that I can just win this with Sharpedo. So he did try to go for Protect right here, as you can see, because he wanted to get more Leech Seed and leftovers recovery, but I'm going to be able to take it out with another Crunch, thankfully, because if he survived, bruh, this would have been a lot more complicated in all honesty. But I think that would have been the case had he gotten the second Protect off. But again, thankfully he didn't get it. So I do take out the Celesteela, and now he has to bring in Mamoswine. Like I said, I do have Liquidation for this Mamoswine, so I should be able to take out this Mamoswine with one hit, because it took 2 rounds of Stealth Rocks, so that should be more than enough for Liquidation to take it out. Now here, he's going to send out his final Pokemon, which is the Jellicent. That definitely goes down to a Crunch, especially after Rocks. Unless it's carrying a freaking knockoff berry. But from the looks of it, that's not the case whatsoever, and this thing goes down to a freaking Crunch. It was the Cobra Berry I was expecting, so, but yeah, no Cobra Berry, and I managed to get a late game Sharpedo sweep here to end the season. So yeah, that's gonna be the whole game. That's gonna conclude our run in the Nacho Gold Digger League. All I can say is good game to Untraceable Stream for this final battle. I don't get to make it to playoffs, like I said earlier. I think I said that I didn't make it to playoffs. I don't know if I did or not, but if I didn't, then here it is now. I don't make it to playoffs, so as a result, this is gonna be our final battle. I mean, even though I don't make it, I mean, it's kind of cool that I, at least to end the season, I'm gonna not only win this battle against Untraceable Strain, but I'm also gonna be able to get a nice late game Sharpedo sweep as well, which is really cool, because it's not every day that I get Sharpedo sweeps these days, because it's really hard to use Sharpedo. So yeah, but you know what's crazy is that I was able to beat Untraceable Strain both times this season, but I was never able to beat his boy Nathan, aka Ghostmer. Yeah, because I don't know if you people know this, but Untraceable and Ghostmer apparently are both friends IRL, so you think they'd both be kind of good at the games and whatnot. But yeah, they are both good. Like, I mean, they both gave me a hard time in all honesty. In fact, if he had brought the same team against me again in this battle, he might have been able to beat me, because I don't know how Braviary is going to get around the Archeops in all honesty. But yeah. But I just thought it was interesting because I lost both times to Ghostmer, and then I was able to beat both times against Untraceables. Like, I was able to beat Untraceable both times, what I was trying to say. Jeez, I got like tongue twisted there. But anyways, so yeah, I keep saying anyway, but yeah, not gonna lie, one of the things that sucks about this league, this season, was that I wasn't even able to beat or battle the snack, because, you know, it would have been really, really cool to use his Miami Dolphins logo here, because yeah, if you look at it, it's really damn cool. In my opinion, it's actually even better than Kyle A's Miami Dolphins, Don Fans logo. Not Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins is the killer nacho, but Kyle A's Miami Don Fans. But yeah, in my opinion, it's better than his logo, so I was like, yeah. But it sucks that I didn't get to battle him because of it, because he just wasn't in my schedule for this season. This season was also really, really dang long, 16 weeks, and I was not able to get the snack to battle me whatsoever. That really, really just blew. I mean, also this season was also just kind of terrible because my final record for this entire season is 7-9, and I was just barely not able to make it to playoffs. So, yeah, this season was, yeah, it's pretty terrible. I didn't get to battle the snack. I did terribly, and my draft was so terrible this season. Everything was just so vulnerable to everything. I honestly, like, I don't even know what went through my mind. And honestly, I don't even know how I got so much mons that were vulnerable to so much things. But this really hurt me this season, aside from maybe a few other conflicts with the other coaches, in all honesty. But I'm not gonna get into that. All I'm gonna say now is just that thank you, Snack, for having me this season of the NGDL. I really appreciate that you actually had you had me into consideration for the second season, but do me a favor and definitely do not have me into consideration for season 3, because after what I had to deal with in this season, not the battles themselves, I'm talking about the people in the freaking Nacho Gold Digger League. I do not want to go back, in all honesty. Unless these people change, which I doubt, I don't want to go back, in all honesty. And I hope you understand that. And I hope you still love me. And I love you too. So, with all that said, that's going to be it for the NGDL. I'm glad that this league is now over with, because now what I can do now is focus more on the Development Battle League, which is about to start in a bit. Week 1 is about to go on the 23rd, so, and we're going to be able to also continue with the Valhalla League, which is basically going to be the new Nacho Gold Digger League, because this is the new league that's not content required, but it's a league that's just made by someone that I'm familiar with, in this case Soulfire. So yeah, I hope you're all looking forward to that, and I apologize for how I behaved throughout the Nacho Gold Digger League. It's because, again, with the people that were in that league, it was kind of hard for me not to be the way I was, but hopefully with the DBL and the Valhalla League, I do a lot better this time, and I behave a little bit better, and I actually have better sportsmanship. So with all that said, I think that's all I gotta say, so look forward to that, and catch you guys all later, but for now, just take it easy.